So one thing I thought we could bring up as a story before we get into the debate was that he really is attached to this thing called Global Citizen. So he speaks a lot at the Global Citizen concerts. I'm looking do you know what we're talking about?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
He donated a lot to the Global Citizen as it's a philanthropic organization from Australia, red flag. So,
oh my God, Greg.
So Global Citizen, we were asked to be a part of this event. It happens in New York City. They happen all over the world. Beyoncé is part of this story. And it's what it is this weird sort of concert where you earn the tickets by doing social good. So if you tweet something that's like to your like elected MP, like we need to help like get
end poverty
and like get water to this specific place, like that counts as like 5 points towards your ticket. If you actually like do community service, that counts as 10 points for your ticket, which I actually find quite
cool
interesting.
Premise. Yeah, no, that's great.
It's an interesting premise. And so we were asked to host sort of like the live stream of the one in New York 2 years ago. And so looking into this, we're like, this seems really interesting. This seems really cool. All these celebrities are attached to this. Yeah. We're going to go through YouTube. So we show up, and I just want to like give people a glimpse into sort of the behind the scenes of these things, because I feel like a lot of people don't get to see it. And for me, I found it like really hard to reconcile what was going on, because on the day of the event, the backstage is it's full of celebrities. Like and full of people, predominantly. It's very business, like very...
Like schmoozy, like wearing beautiful outfits, like wanting to drink and toast.
Very
and
like
white,
like
it's Hollywood, I think, right?
Very
like,
Hollywood. Unlimited alcohol, all the fanciest alcohol you could imagine. The amount of money that went into making sure that the VIP people were good was insane.
And that they felt, it was like that it was bougie and like it was so like elegant. It was just weird when you're like, I think this is where you're going, that you're at an event that's about like putting money towards these great causes, but that there's clearly this
people getting wasted.
And it's like for the celebrities to be there, like my takeaway was like for them to get those celebrities there, they needed to provide an environment that was so lavish.
And I think that maybe that is fair. Like maybe they need to know that. But I was just thinking, as celebrities, I was looking around at literally like looking at Chris Martin in the eye, like in his outfit, and a lot of these people.
You're like,
no, but I mean, like, remember how it was like, we've never really been shoulder to shoulder with celebrities in that way.
Like,
and I was like,
Susan Sarandon was like right there.
And they're all dressed down. You know what I mean? Like they kind of they all take off their kind of like gown and put on the Global Citizen shirt to go on stage. And I'm like, I think this is a time where everyone could have agreed that we could have had a less like luxurious.
Yeah, we could have like struggled a little bit backstage
because it's like 4 hours long
of
it just was like a lot of this money went into this. And I think that it's like important that it went into the staging, and it was important to maybe like Beyoncé, we will get to that, putting on this amazing performance for people. But I was really taken aback by like the luxury of the behind the stage thing, and maybe that's just what all celebrities expect. But I was like, come on, like we're all human. Why does it need to be like this? And even this interactions we had with the people who ran it, they were really like didn't seem to be talking about the actual social good. They were talking a lot about the business transaction of like us, and it was really, really weird. But one thing I will say that was really cool, speaking about Beyonce, we could tell our story, is that we were there the day before to set up, and we are not celebrities, so we were basking in the ability to be around these people, and this was like the dress rehearsal for the concert. And so everyone is like, Beyonce's dress rehearsal will be starting at 8 p.m. And no, of course, Beyonce will not be here for it because it's Beyonce. She knows what she's doing. She practiced at home. So everyone, you can just go home. Nothing to see here. And me and Mitch are kind of like, okay, we could go home or we could just wait it out and see.
You never know.
You never know. And even like, I would watch Beyonce's backup dancers rehearse and be
That'd be
fully
so cool. With like without an audience. Yeah, we can
without an audience, like it's Beyonce. So everyone's going home. Like even the person we were with was kind of like, we should go. And I was like, I'm not gonna go. Like there's nothing better. I would love to watch these backup dancers, even if she's not here. So we're waiting, and all of a sudden we're like in the little food tent we're eating, and we start noticing like everyone starts walking in. They all have like the Beyonce lanyard. I'm like, I love Beyonce. I'm like, that's Beyonce's backup dancer. Like I recognize
Greg
that
literally knew everyone. Like he was like, these people are surrounding Beyonce all the time.
Yeah, I was like, those are the I literally recognize them from the Blow video. Like
probably around, maybe.
No, well we didn't think she was around because we were told she's not around, right? Like that was very clearly like address to everyone, go home. So we're like, okay, and like we still have this badge. Everyone's kind of like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, we're rehearsing. Oh, we have this badge. We have this badge. We should be here. We should be here. We should be here. So anyways, it gets dark and it's time to like start the rehearsal. And we're like, okay, we're going to walk out. So we walk out to the front of the stage where there's, I'd say like 50 people. A lot of them are the people running the event who we now know. There's not that many people. It's really cool because then all of a sudden you see the stage. Like literally what the people are in are these really ugly wooden boxes. They look like nothing, but then on stage with lighting, they look like they're really made of like beautiful like fabric. It's brilliantly designed.
Fabric and glass, like we said, totally opposite things. But the front of them are glass because you can like see through it. Like, it looks like they're in these boxes.
But when they're like left like on a field, when you see them behind stage, you're like, that looks like trash. It's really cool.
Plywood.
Yeah, like it's well lit. So anyways, it starts, and I'm like, this seemingly like, I don't know, like flamboyant guy in heels comes out as Beyonce, and all the backup dancers start going, and I'm kind of like, Mitch, this is awesome. We're about to watch this
like her
performance, this stand-in, like he's mouthing, and then all of a sudden he just walks off, and Beyonce walks out into her place in her
like kind of
casual, and I was like, so I'm like, hey, it's Beyonce. I freak out. Everyone, including the organizers, like literally the CEO of this company, starts lifting up their phone to record.
Everyone's freaking out,
And I swear to God, 20 to 30 people out of nowhere start smacking our hands. They go, put your phone down, put your phone down. So Beyonce's crew
is like out in
there knowing this is going to happen, starts yelling in my face, do not record this.
Yeah, there was one person going around being like, these people cannot have their phones. Like, everyone put away your phone right now.
It was amazing. I was like, this is so, like they were on it. Put my phone away. I was like, you are exactly right.
Because they were like, she's rehearsing. This is not meant to be consumed by anyone.
And also then we start seeing her going off on the CEO. She's like, you told us this would be a closed rehearsal. Which is like, it's true. We should not be here. We are measly little YouTubers with this measly little badge, and it worked for us to get backstage. I do not know why this is working. So we got to watch it. So she didn't sing into the mic. She would mouth, but it was a dance rehearsal.
Yeah, she was like, I think for the staging and stuff, so she could like figure out her spots on stage.
And then you would see people in the distance literally like, it's Beyonce, like screaming like she was probably the tiniest little pin to them.
Eventually, I think they turned off the audio of her voice so people wouldn't realize from a distance it was her. And then you'd hear the track, and they would be dancing on stage, but you wouldn't hear. I feel like maybe she was singing at first. And then
you're right, and then they turned it off.
They turned her mic off because they were like, it's calling people over. And they didn't want that because there was no control of the crowd.
And then we saw Jay-Z and Blue come out, remember? And they started watching. It was like, I was actually like, this is literally the coolest thing of our entire life. But it was also amazing to see her kind of go through the motions in rehearsal and then watch the next night and just see her turn it out. And I'm just like, she is the best performer of all time. Watching her rehearse was like a blessing. And then we just went behind and hid behind a trash can.
So that we could see her come on stage.
And she like walked on stage, like got in a go-kart. She seemed so nice. Like it was one of those moments where I was like, everyone was staring at her. And she's
just so used to it.
So used to it. And she has built an amazing team of people around her.
So she never has to be the rude person.
Be the rude person. And I swear to God, there was like 30 of these like predominantly like black women who came out, and I was like, I love you, Beyonce. Like you have this team of people who work for you, they're professional, they know what they're doing, and they yelled at those Australian CEOs right in their face. You know what I mean? It was like, I am here for this. It was amazing.